Could we have just a few minutes of your time?
Welcome to our beautiful community of Adjala-Tosorontio. With its rolling hills and picturesque landscape, we reside in the hills of the headwaters between the Oak Ridges Moraine and the Niagara Escarpment, with world-class rivers bisecting our community, old-growth forests, and abundant wildlife. However, we are now threatened with the possibility of a 20-year gravel pit below the established water table. The mining of this pit could create a devastating change to our environment in terms of water, air, noise, and road safety, as well as raising our taxes, with no possible benefit to our community.
Water is the essence necessary for sustaining all forms of life. Once water is depleted and contaminated, the health of all life forms will be at stake.
Over the years, the Boyne River and the Tosorontio Creek have been negatively affected by aggregate extraction. These are cold waterways. However, the temperature is rising, creating an adverse impact on the state of the habitat of the fish who are traveling from the Great Lakes to spawn. In an area already overwhelmed by water issues, you could not select a more hazardous location to excavate gravel than one that has an important river and an active creek running through it. On top of that, building a bridge over the Tosorontio Creek, which Nelson has indicated is absolutely necessary for accessing the property, will create a huge issue with contamination from trucks and from machinery.
The area around the proposed pit is so stressed by an inadequate supply of groundwater for residential and commercial use that the adjacent town of Alliston must import water through a pipeline from Georgian Bay. The Nelson Aggregate Company proposal is also a serious threat to the quality of water in the Boyne River, as the Tosorontio Creek that feeds the Boyne is right in the middle of the proposed extraction area. Since the Boyne feeds the Nottawasaga River, which then runs into Georgian Bay, it would be foolhardy to put the very life force of so many communities in Adjala-Tosorontio and beyond at risk for the amount of sand and gravel that would be extracted from the proposed site.
Gravel and sand is a non-renewable resource and nature's way of filtering toxins and contaminants to keep our water clean.
The Nelson Aggregate Company has acknowledged that excavation below the water table will immediately lower the water table with probable negative impact on nearby wells, water sources, natural springs, the wetlands, and the streams. The applicant is also well aware that toxins such as diesel fuel, lubricants, and machine oil can commingle with pit-stored water and with the water table itself. According to the NVCA, this particular area supports a highly vulnerable aquifer. Once pollution is detected, remediating such a situation is virtually impossible.
Land, water, and air are intimately interconnected, and affecting one of these will impact the other two.
Issues regarding animals at risk, of special concern, or endangered species have not been addressed. There are endangered bobolink and meadowlarks nesting on this property, and their unique habitat will be destroyed. Birds are protected by laws such as the Migratory Birds Convention Act, the Provincial Law for Birds, and Wildcare. Woodlands and meadows are natural indicators of a healthy ecosystem. The wetlands on this property provide habitat and water for a wide diversity of species, and once wetlands have been destroyed, they are gone forever.
As president of Somerville Nurseries, representing a family business since 1900, I'm very concerned about a pit license to extract gravel from below the established water table. We have a seedling operation of 200 acres directly north of the site, producing 5 million seedlings annually. We provide the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry with trees and create employment opportunities within this community. This potential site would seriously jeopardize our seedling crop by lowering the groundwater table of the Boyne River sub-watershed.
We need to leave a positive legacy for our future generations. We cannot sacrifice farmland, food security, clean water, wildlife, and peaceful enjoyment of our outdoor spaces.
We are concerned about this proposed pit because it could devastate our environment for many years to come.
Noise created by the pit operations may affect our quality of life, not to mention the interfering with the mating of birds, insects, and wild animals.
So many 22-ton trucks can damage our roads and bridges, making them unsafe for children traveling on school buses.
This pit could create so many huge problems that could not possibly be solved by simply monitoring the situation. We have a responsibility to our future generations.
Although it is true that this proposed gravel pit could create numerous adverse effects and negative outcomes to both our community and the environment, I think it's also important that we take time to look at the financial costs. Maintaining roads and bridges for thousands of 22-ton trucks could amount to hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. Expenses for the OPP, municipal staff, legal issues, and insurance rates will all factor into our taxes. Groundwater, site, and well rehabilitation costs may also be borne by our municipality and could set us back millions of dollars. By the way, our 2015 municipal income from aggregate pit mining in Adjala-Tosorontio came to a whopping $7,000.
You have heard from many people as to why this gravel pit should not be approved. Time is running out. We have to act now. Concerned citizens in Adjala-Tosorontio Incorporated needs financial support to defend our community environment at the Ontario Municipal Board. So please join CCAT today for $20 and keep in touch through our website. Adj-Tos is our community today and tomorrow, our home and our future.